You're listening to this article from Convertz.app, the 10 strongest currencies in the world in 2026. What does strongest currency actually mean? When people search for the strongest currency in the world, they usually mean the currency with the highest value relative to the US dollar. In other words, which currency gives you the most US dollars per single unit? This is different from the most traded currency, US dollars, or the most stable currency. A currency can be extremely strong in value per unit without being widely used in global trade. Understanding this distinction matters because the strength of a currency per unit is partly a function of how the country chose to denominate it. Still, the currencies on this list are strong for real economic reasons worth understanding. The 10 strongest currencies in 2026. Number 1. Kuwaiti dinar, KWD. Approximately $3.26 US dollars. The Kuwaiti dinar has held the top spot for years and continues to do so in 2026. Kuwait sits on roughly 7% of the world's proven oil reserves, and petroleum accounts for over 90% of its export revenue. The currency is pegged to a basket of currencies weighted towards the US dollar. Kuwait's sovereign wealth fund, managed by the Kuwait Investment Authority, holds over $900 billion in assets, providing a massive financial cushion. Number 2. Bahraini dinar, BHD, approximately $2.65 US dollars. Bahrain's dinar is pegged directly to the US dollar at a fixed rate. Like Kuwait, Bahrain's economy is heavily reliant on oil and gas, though the country has diversified more into banking and financial services. Bahrain serves as a major financial hub in the Gulf region. Number 3. Omani Rial, OMR, approximately $2.60 US dollars. The Omani Rial is also pegged to the US dollar. Oman's economy depends on oil exports, though the government's Vision 2040 plan is working to diversify into tourism, logistics, and manufacturing. The fixed peg has kept the Rial stable and strong. Number 4. Jordanian dinar, JOD, approximately $1.41 US dollars. The Jordanian dinar stands out on this list because Jordan is not an oil-rich nation. Its currency strength comes from a fixed peg to the US dollar and significant foreign aid, particularly from the US and Gulf states. Jordan's strategic geopolitical importance helps maintain international financial support. Number 5. British pound sterling, British pounds, approximately $1.27 US dollars. The pound is the oldest currency still in active use and the strongest major freely traded currency. The UK's large economy, the Bank of England's monetary policy, and London's status as a global financial center all support the pound's value. You can track the British pounds or US dollars rate live on our currency converter. Number 6. Gibraltar pound, GP, approximately $1.27 US dollars. Pegged at par with the British pound, the Gibraltar pound mirrors British pounds' value. Gibraltar's economy benefits from online gaming, financial services, and its strategic location at the entrance to the Mediterranean Sea. Number 7. Cayman Islands dollar, KYD, approximately $1.20 US dollars. The Cayman Islands dollar is pegged to the US dollar. The Cayman Islands' status as a major offshore financial center and tax haven generates significant demand for its currency despite the territory's small population of around 70,000. Number 8. Swiss franc, Swiss francs, approximately $1.13 US dollars. The Swiss franc is considered the ultimate safe haven currency. Switzerland's political neutrality, strong banking sector, low debt-to-GDP ratio, and consistent current account surpluses make the franc a refuge during global uncertainty. The Swiss National Bank actively manages the currency to prevent excessive appreciation that would hurt Swiss exporters. Number 9. Euro, Euros, approximately $1.08 US dollars. The euro is used by 20 countries in the Eurozone and is the world's second most traded currency. The European Central Bank's monetary policy, the combined economic output of the Eurozone, the world's third largest economy by GDP, and the euro's role as a reserve currency all support its value. Number 10. US dollar, US dollars, $1 US dollars, baseline. While the dollar is the baseline against which other currencies are measured, it deserves mention as one of the world's strongest currencies. It accounts for roughly 58% of global foreign exchange reserves, is the primary invoicing currency for international trade, and is the benchmark for commodity pricing, including oil and gold. Why oil-rich countries dominate. 6 of the top 10 strongest currencies belong to oil-exporting nations. This is not a coincidence. Oil is priced and traded in U.S. dollars globally, which means oil exporters receive a constant inflow of dollars. When they convert those dollars to their local currency, it creates persistent demand that supports the currency's value. Additionally, many Gulf states peg their currencies to the U.S. dollar, which locks in a stable and relatively high exchange rate. These pegs are sustainable because the countries hold enormous foreign reserves funded by oil revenues. Strong currency versus useful currency. It is worth noting that the world's most useful currencies for international transactions are not necessarily the strongest per unit. The most commonly used currencies in global trade and finance are: Number 1. U.S. dollar, U.S. dollars, approximately 58% of global reserves. Number 2. Euro, euros, approximately 20% of global reserves. Number 3. Japanese yen, approximately 5.5% of global reserves. Number 4. British pound, British pounds, approximately 5% of global reserves. Number 5. Chinese renminbi, Chinese yuan, approximately 2.5% of global reserves. The Kuwaiti dinar may be worth more per unit, but you cannot use it to buy goods in most countries. The dollar, euro, and pound are accepted virtually everywhere. What this means for travelers and investors. If you are traveling or investing internationally, the strength of a currency per unit matters less than its stability and liquidity. A stable, widely accepted currency is more practical than a strong but a liquid one. What matters most is the exchange rate trend. A currency that is gradually weakening gives you more purchasing power if you are converting from a strengthening currency. You can track these trends over time using tools like our currency converter to see how rates have moved. Looking ahead, the composition of this list is unlikely to change dramatically in the near future. Oil-rich Gulf states will continue to dominate as long as petroleum remains a globally traded commodity. However, the relative positions of the pound, franc, and euro may shift depending on central bank policies and economic conditions. The rise of digital currencies and potential central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, could eventually reshape how we think about currency strength, but for 2026, the fundamental dynamics remain firmly in place. Disclaimer: this article is for informational and educational purposes only. Exchange rates quoted are approximate mid-market rates as of February 2026 and are subject to change. Always check live rates for the most current values. This is not financial advice. That's the end of this article. Visit Convertz.app for more guides and free conversion tools.